Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Booth Review on WIUR, the Iona University Radio Network. I'm Robbie Basil, joined by JJ Seglio and Chase Caridi, as always, for the second to last episode of the semester, gentlemen. How have we gotten here? How have we gotten here? It's only a couple more weeks before we go home for Christmas break, even though we'll all still be working games for ESPN or WIUR. It's crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, especially for me and JJ both being freshmen in our first semester, it's been absolutely wild how quickly kind of the start of this college journey has been. But it's been full of a lot of fun things, both on the pro side and college side of multiple sports.
Yeah, JJ, I mean, you talk about both for you as well. I mean, you got teams that are winning games left and right. And I mean, you were able to make your WIUR debut on air on Tuesday. And now here we are. Semester's ending for you. How has it been?
It's crazy to think about. Like, it literally feels like just yesterday we stepped onto this campus for the first time as freshmen all the way back in August. And now here we are today on November 21st, knowing that we've only got 2 episodes left. I mean, this is just
Including this one.
It's been incredible.
Well, I think everyone in the chat can write me down as the super unk of this show. Me, being the old head here with 1 semester left of undergrad. It's kind of wild to think that, I've been on too many shows. I hate to admit that. I've been on a lot of shows. This is going to be my 3rd in 3 years, and it's kind of wild to know. I mean, for me, my journey, I mean, I started out in the basement of LSB or LSU. And then, when this studio came back, we ball knowers last year, and that show was awesome. And now as president and seeing you guys be great, the shows so far of the network be great. We got it. Actually, I think this warrants an applause. We actually had a show get nominated for a national award this week.
Wow.
Yes. Round of applause for Landon Popovic. That deserves a subscribe. That deserves a like. Type 1 in the chat if you're happy for that. Type 2 if you're not. 3 if you want me to shut up.
Type 4 if you like bagels.
Yes. I actually would not mind a bagel right now.
Me too.
New York bagel, underrated.
Best
New Jersey bagel, overrated. That's my thing on that. But we could talk about the wholesome stuff for as much as we want. Unfortunately, that's not what our show is about. If you're new here, we don't talk about wholesome things. We like to rip into people. And we're starting by not doing that because Iona men's basketball are actually looking good. And for the first time in a couple of years, they've actually started undefeated through their first 4 games for the first time since 2021, Chase. It has been an unbelievable rise for the Gales, who went out and defeated the Princeton Tigers on Tuesday in a game that I think JJ and I, who were on the call for that, would say it was not particularly close.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially coming from sitting there, I was doing cam 1. The skybox is just a wide shot that you see for the majority of the game.
Shout out wide shot.
Some call it the best seat in the house. Some are saying, and by some I mean me. But overall, yeah, that game really did not look close for a moment. I think the closest they got the lead down to after the big time run that Iona had was like 18 points. So again, just continuing to dominate offensively is Iona. Obviously, the defense has been still in question. You think about the Fordham game and even kind of the end of moments of that Hofstra matchup. But again, this was just another great showing from offense and a really important aspect to take away from this, and I think is CJ Anthony, who has been the leading scorer for this team for multiple of their games, not having as big of a role in this one, but still being able to spread the ball out and having all kinds of players throughout the bench and throughout the starting lineup really put in a strong effort. That was a team effort victory against Princeton on Tuesday.
Iona with 5 double-digit scorers and for 6 double-digit scorers. Apparently, I can't count, but they almost had a 7th with Keyshawn Williams.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Robbie. Who was the leading scorer of that game?
Toby Harris.
Wrong.
Tied with Denver Anglin.
Who was my impact player of the game?
Kosi?
Denver. I made a whole post about it.
CJ.
Definitely, I said go to CJ.
There's
heavy guard presence.
No, your pick was obviously Chase Cormier, who's a baller. By
Dude, he
the
was
way.
kind of
Chase
nice.
Cormier,
He was nice like
that
that.
slam at the end.
That duo of Chase Cormier and Khalil Badru coming off the bench. By the way, Khalil Badru is probably my favorite player on this
I think
team.
he's the most underrated player on
He's
the team.
he is such a spark plug.
Though I think, and a lot of the people from Iona have said this, One player that doesn't get talked enough, and the only reason he was talked about in the beginning was because of that highlight play when he got on SportsCenter, was Lamine Sabali, who has been quietly the most effective player on the Scales team statistically. He had, as a center, 4 steals. He had a couple. He didn't have a block, but he's leading the team in blocks. Had plenty of rebounds. Had a double-digit point
It's
game
7
for the
rebounds, right?
fourth game in a row. While CJ Anthony likes to pass the ball, Lamine Sabali actually is one of the most underrated packages as a player on the entire squad. Why is I mean, I saw a video about it. I think it was last night. But like, people need to talk about him more. He is very good. And I think you can agree with that.
He's a
JJ.
Swiss Army knife. I mean, he's putting up 13 points a game, 7 rebounds, basically 5 or 6 assists. He's been all over the place. He's attacking the basket. He's playing great defense. He can't shoot threes, but that's not what a center is to do. A center is to drive the lane and attack the rack. And that's what he does. And I feel like Jarreau is very happy with what he has seen so far from Lamine. And he has just been a revelation for this Iona Gale squad.
I mean, Chase, this is a very good start for Iona. They now head to the Virgin Islands, which I think we would all rather be on St. Thomas right now.
I would love to be on
cold it
St.
is here.
Thomas
Sure.
right now.
Gotta love that Neuro weather.
Yeah. Oh no. By the way, for these two, it gets. I think they will love to hear this one. It gets significantly worse. It's unbelievable. The average temperature around here, if you're not wearing a winter jacket, they'll think you're crazy because it does get very cold here. Even though I
wonderful.
know for some
I'm
of
well
our
aware.
viewers who are also in the Northeast and multiple other states, we know it gets colder there. We are not used to the frigid temperatures of 0 degrees here. All right. I know some of y'all are used to like the -4, the 22 degrees in freaking November. We are not like that here. All right.
I'm used to that.
Of course you are. But we're not the people from Florida who get like 55 degrees in January, though I wouldn't mind that, honestly. I think we'd all not mind that.
We're getting 10 to 15 degrees
during
during January,
we
February.
get double-digit degrees here in January. That's news to me.
Probably worse.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I remember
Almost
last
definitely.
year. This is a random story. We did a game. I just came back from, I think, a vacation, and where I was, it was like 75, and when the game tipped off, it was like 15.
Holy.
So-
Brutal.
I've had to, like, after games, because it was so cold, and even out, I didn't. So like, for some reason, this is a lesson for these two. When you're doing games in the truck in December and January, you have to wear snow boots, even if it barely snowed, because all the water comes into the truck and it freezes your feet. It is terrible.
Good
I
enough.
cannot tell you how many times I really had to go back to my room and put like heating stuff on my feet for like 2 hours to make my body temperature normal. It is terrible.
It was pretty cold when we were doing the Fordham game in the truck. It got a
It
little
wasn't
bit
that cold. Come on.
It
Well,
was
speaking of
kind of cold.
of the cold,
we
after
talking about
Princeton's cold shooting night.
But I say, we're talking about
Iona-
Princeton on the road when it comes to
um,
cold.
No, they are pretty bad. They actually average just over 60 points on the road. They average 90 points at home. That's a difference. But
That's
let's
brutal.
talk about the game tonight. Your Gales take on the eternally underrated Akron Zips. I keep calling them the Rubber Ducks.
Thank you
like
for
the
not
baseball
calling them the
team.
Rubber Ducks.
I
this time.
didn't do it. Unbelievable. He didn't totally mess it up. I know I've messed up so much stuff on this show naming wise, but he gets muted for that. Well, you look at the numbers, and we talk about Iona's offense a lot. Akron averages 94.3 points per game.
Yeah.
And defensively, they allow only 72. And though they do have one loss against Purdue, they actually put up more points than we did against Princeton. They put up 104. So this game tonight will have 0 defense. If you believe defense is a thing, it's not. It should be fun. Let's talk about the game tonight a little bit. Let's give maybe a couple predictions because they are in the Virgin Islands. It's on ESPN Plus, 5:30 tip, by the way. We are not calling that game because obviously we're not there, though I wish we were there.
Would be cool. We could have done it in the studio though
Well, people have things to do. So
on a Friday night. I'm kidding.
we're not gonna ignore it. He gets muted for that again. Some people actually have work, or they could be doing something else. If you look at the numbers, the Akron Zips, just to get to know the Zips that they're playing against. They are led by Tavari Johnson, the senior from LaGrange Park, Illinois, averaging 15 points per game. He's kind of nice. They could score. They're efficient. Should be a fun one. JJ, what's your prediction for tonight's game?
Well, I'm going to do what I've done for the last 4 games and once again take the Iona Gales to win. I mean, I feel like this is a game that the Gales should win. They've been playing unbelievable offensively. The defense has had a little bit of woes, but I feel like if the Gales can just knock down their shots early and often, put pressure against the Zips, I think this will be a very fun game to watch. I'm going to go with Iona 99-93.
This game has 0 defense. I cannot emphasize that enough. But when you look at the KenPom rankings, we were going over this before the show today. Akron, I believe, were they 78th?
They're around there, yeah.
And Iona are around 160th. So the Gales, this is actually
78.
Chase.
Yeah, you got to bang on.
Chase, this is the first time Iona have been an underdog entering a game all season. A win, if say the Gales do, let's first get your pick, but if Iona do find a way to win, how impactful is that to the Gales' resume?
I mean, listen, I think obviously starting off 4-0 is a really big testament to how much the Giroux era is really working in its beginning and how, as they've said time and time again, this NBA offense, getting all these guys involved, besides just Anthony in terms of scoring and being able to put up points is really important. I think a win against an established, really strong team like Akron would be really good. But I think at the end of the day, what I would value most is just, again, like you guys have said, the offense showing. If it's going to be a no defensive matchup, if both these teams are going to be trading blows, I really want to see if Iona can step up with a stronger opponent than what they've faced in these past couple of games. And due to that, I really don't see them winning this matchup. I think, again, like as we've said, they will keep it close. And I am expecting the offense to be something that we can, look back on and find as kind of a bright spot in this matchup. But I think I'm going to take Akron in this one.
By the way, if the Gales lose, they will play at 6:30 on tomorrow night. If they win, they play at a staggering 9 o'clock on Sunday. So if Sunday Night Football is terrible and Iona do win tonight, you can tune into the Iona game on ESPN Plus with all the rest of the schedule. You could all check it out on ESPN Plus or the Paradise Jam website.
The Sunday night game is not going to be terrible. I'm going to say that right now.
Well, when we pick it, we could absolutely rip into it.
By all means, when you both pick against the Rams and you're both wrong again.
Yeah, that's true. But the other teams in the tournament, just for reference, by the way, I'm picking Akron as well. Sorry, Iona. But I do think
no faith in the squad whatsoever.
Okay, I have faith in them, but
you have faith in them to lose.
No, I think they will. This game will be a back and forth affair. I think this game will. If you take Akron minus 11.5, I don't know what you're doing.
That's just idiotic.
That would be pretty bad. But I think this is the first time they'll be truly battle tested. I think it's gonna be a very fun game. I will admit that. I think the 3-pointers from Iona, they need to fall quickly and they need to fall early in the matchup. I think they'll be able to create a lot. I don't know. This is the first true test of their season. I don't know how they will look against a team like Akron. So I think it's going to be decided by less than 3. Actually, you know what? Better idea. Screw my pick. Write in the chat who you think will win. And whoever gets the most votes, I will pick them for the game tonight. Simple as that. Other teams in action in this tournament, just so you get to know them. Evansville, who are been kind of had a slow start to.
They're from Indiana, right?
I believe so. They are taking on Oregon State. They'll take on the winner or loser of the Iona game, depending on their result. Green Bay, who've gone off to a terrible start. They're taking on Yale, who've looked really good and are projected to win the Ivy League. I think they're the favorite to win the whole thing. But we could be up there if we actually beat Akron. And the other matchup, UMass, who I think we actually have some viewers from UMass. They're taking on the eternally underrated College of Charleston Cougars today, which that matchup will also be very fun. Two teams that actually match up very well against each other.
The biggest thing, though, that I want to bring up about the Iona Akron game is the last thing I'm going to say. I would have a lot more confidence in Iona to win by potentially more than 3 or 4 points if they had a gosh darn center. That is the one problem. True, but they are lacking in big men compared to Akron.
Yeah, the Akron team, they don't mess around. It will be a fun game. 5:30, by the way, is the current projected tip-off of the Iona matchup.
Which means 6 o'clock in ESPN time.
Well, we'll see. It depends on the results of the other two. Because they are the third game of the day. It depends on the first two. By the way, we just got some football news. Jackson Dart's out this week against the Lions. And if you like
Jameis.
hockey, Connor Hellebuck is out for a month and a half.
Wow.
So there is your random breaking news.
And James Franklin just got hired as the new head coach of the Virginia Tech Hokies.
He
That's some more
did.
breaking news.
So we'll be right back. When we return, Chase gets to rip into the Buffalo Bills again.
Circling the wagons for a second
after
week
their
in a row.
loss against the Houston Texans. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Circling the wagons.
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, this is Anthony Carlo, TV news reporter in New York City and proud alum. If you're looking for a career in media, Iona is the place to be. From internships to real-world experience, Iona's media program is unprecedented. Take it from an industry professional who made it in the biz.
Now back to WIUR, Iona University Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Unfortunately, some of our teams here actually like to do something called win games. We are not talking about the Rams because we all know they didn't deserve it.
Didn't deserve it
against Seattle.
Come on.
We also like teams that lose because the Giants lost to the Packers.
And the Jets
But-
lost again.
We talked about that at the beginning of the last show. I'm kidding.
I'm pre-firing.
The Jets did lose. GG's to the Jets. They did lose to the Patriots, but we don't need to talk about it because the Jets actually scored a touchdown. Not one, but two of them. That's the reaction because they scored two touchdowns. It's actually one of the few times they've actually scored two touchdowns in a game all season.
And Fields got benched.
Hey.
Yep, Fields got benched again, for real this time, because Tyrod Taylor is starting for them against. I don't even know who we're playing, to be honest, because I'm not watching it. To be, who are we playing again?
You guys are facing the Ravens.
Oh, brilliant!
Who are red hot right now.
And they actually play defense now, which is very scary. But a team that didn't look good offensively, and they got massacred by a good defense last night, were the Buffalo Bills, who went out and lost to the Davis Mills-led Texans. Talk to us about it, Chase.
Well, first of all, bittersweet. It's been a bit of a story on this show that I may ride for the Texans from time to time, saying that they're
It's true.
a strong team that should not be messed with. And again, that I'll get into that a little bit, but I just want to mention briefly before I really get into the Bills. My wonderful mother made sure to let me know before the game had started. She's a Jets fan, by the way, so I'm sure she's going to love this moment. She said, "Oh, I can't wait for this weekend. The new Hallmark Buffalo Bills movie comes out. Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story."
That's
Now, let me just tell you some of the cast members. Head coach Sean McDermott,
Love it.
Jim Kelly, Damar Hamlin, Deion Dawkins, Dawson Knox, Ray Davis, Reed Ferguson, a bunch of different players, both old and new.
Okay.
So can't wait for that because that might be the only thing in the Bills media right now that people should be excited for.
Oh
now,
my God.
to get us back to the game, actually, listen, as I said, have said the Texans are a team that shouldn't be messed with. Obviously, their offense, I'll be just complete straight honest with you, is terrible. It's a joke. Woody Marks is like your lone bright spot because you don't have a quarterback, even when Stroud is healthy, to really get the ball in a strong way to a guy like Nico Collins or the young, like budding kind of strong players that they have in Jalen Higgins and Noel. Even still, all it takes is one good running back, not even one mediocre running back, to beat this Buffalo Bills defense because they don't have one. Simply put, you got guys going out in injury. Terrell Bernard goes out and right back into the locker room and right back out with a sling. All of a sudden, Maxwell Harrison evaluated for a concussion. Obviously, we've said time and time again, guys like Ed Oliver, Michael Hoyt being lost for the season. Unfortunate, but the worst factor is knowing that fully healthy, this team still wouldn't have a defense that could match up with even the mediocre teams in the league like the Houston Texans. And that is a complete flip of what we're talking about when it comes to the Bills offense that night. Because, what else can I say than poor Josh Allen? 7, 8 sacks, how many? Stop counting at some point because all it takes is just a little bit of pressure for the entire offensive scheme to run down. The only bright spot was a hook and ladder play on 4th and 27. That
Was
had
cool,
the
though.
tiniest glimmer of hope still in a Bills fan's mind to stay alive. Well executed. Great job, Joe Brady. You did your one play job of the day. Even still, the offense is really going nowhere. They had Spencer Brown out there for a second half where he was clearly injured and just getting eaten alive by both Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter. And beyond that, the wide receivers, either aren't getting separation, not doing a good job. Keon Coleman, shocker, was a healthy scratch once again. I mean, there's not much more you could say about just a team that is continuing to deflate flatter and flatter, not showing any kind of offensive or defensive spark. And I've gotten to a point where I think they genuinely have to blow it up. You can't just do these small little, we'll get rid of a defensive coordinator, we'll get rid of an offensive coordinator and see if they can rejuvenate things. I mean, I really think it starts at the head, not even just at Sean McDermott, but also Brandon Beane, because these players that they bring in or players that they draft just are not reaching the pedigree that we expect of them. You got to blow it up. You got to find just a new way to rebuild around Allen before he eventually, and as he's shown on not hot mics, but quick little showings of video recording throughout the broadcast, just showing his continuing growing discontent with how the entire team around him is playing, and I cannot blame him for that.
Shout out my boy Ty Johnson for being the second leading receiver on the team.
Shout out Ray Davis for
His kick return touchdown.
getting a kick return touchdown, which was maybe the most thrilling thing for the entire team. I mean,
wait a second, Chase. I think there's one more player we have to shout out.
Sure,
on the
mention
Bills
him,
offense.
mention him, JJ.
None
mention him.
other
I'd love you to
than
mention him,
the
JJ.
Third leading receiver on the team.
Oh yeah,
Jackson Hawes with 2 catches
for 20.
26 yards.
So I got to give credit to a couple other players. I mean, the whole Keon Coleman situation is kind of absurd. And when I learned about it on Saturday, because he's on my fantasy team, and I saw like, oh, he did something dumb. Maybe that's why he's been bad the whole season.
Yeah,
talk to us about that.
That might be a part. I mean, also, I think at this point, can you even respect the regime around you? Not saying that Keon Coleman, what he did was okay. I think obviously that's stupid. You have to still, respect the team. You're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting your entire locker room and your whole organization as a facet if you have one player that just simply will not, show up. But even still, this whole team is just lacking that real fire and drive that we've seen in teams past. I mean, obviously, you go on and on about the past fallings of late in the postseason for this team time and time again. Mostly to the Chiefs and one time to the Cincinnati Bengals. Actually, never forget because they replayed it on the broadcast 2019 against Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans.
Yes.
0-6 in NRG Stadium, Buffalo. Nice. Really, really good job there. Don't know why of all teams that's the one they struggle with the most, but hey, why not?
Didn't you lose to Brock Osweiler one year?
Yes, they did. The irony here's
Brock
why.
Osweiler. What was another one?
I bet Buffalo was having a worse quarterback out there.
No, what was the other one? Did
Rosenfels?
you lose the Tom Savage one?
Tom
year?
Savage.
2017? Yeah, definitely.
Tom Savage.
Other results.
Here's the thing, though, that we have to bring up, and I'm going to make this quick. The reason why the Bills cannot beat the Texans is because the Houston Oilers could not beat the Buffalo Bills. So the irony of the new Houston team being deaf to the Buffalo Bills is so ironic because they are doing what the Houston Oilers couldn't, and that is why they left for Tennessee.
That's right. Other results you need to care about. There's not a lot of them, honestly. The Denver Broncos are not inept. They beat the Chiefs for once.
On another fourth quarter comeback.
Oh, and by the way, they didn't get the field goal blocked this time. The Broncos win, unsurprisingly.
Deserved.
In the battle of two teams that you needed to turn the TV off for this one, like I did, the Eagles, who played horrendous, they played the Lions, who had 9 points.
Because Dan Campbell went 0-5 on 4th down.
Stop going for it, please.
Seriously, gambling is not good for you.
Speaking of gambling, the Jaguars have somehow gambled their way to beating the Chargers 35-6. I don't know how that makes any sense. Trevor Lawrence may have been completely garbage. Trevor Lawrence had 153 passing yards.
They have to be your biggest nemesis.
The Jaguars had 35 points. That doesn't make any sense.
By Shell Tootin.
He didn't even play good either. He only had 74 yards and 1 touchdown. Speaking of the Texans, they actually won the week before, so they made me look even worse. The Bills actually beat the Bucks, so I was very wrong.
Still would have ranted about that game because God, it was awful. I mean, I hate this team.
Sean Tucker is your op.
I don't even care about Sean Tucker. The fact of the matter is that your quarterback can have 6 offensive touchdowns and still look like an inept offense. How is that possible? I don't know. Because Tyrell Shavers got a deep ball.
There's the one interception that you've been bringing up to me, I think 5 times.
I brought it up once.
Yeah, and it was ridiculous.
Oh, by the way, it gets worse for many other teams. The Panthers are still over 500. I don't know how that makes any sense. The Falcons
The Falcons-
are screwed.
The
Panthers
Falcons
are
are
down
3 and
again.
Michael
7.
Penix is out for the season with another torn
Drake
ACL.
London is injured.
He's out for a month probably.
And to make matters worse, they don't have a first round pick.
Yes,
We have the first round pick.
yeah, I don't know if drafting more edge rushers was the move for them.
We're gonna
since
get
their
our
edge
vote.
rushers have been
We
terrible.
could
James Pierce
potentially-
looks really good.
Oh,
He
and
does.
in
Not
the
worth the
battle of
first.
incompetence, the Dolphins, they beat the Commanders in the Madrid game. That game was also
I
pretty.
feel
hard.
bad for whoever woke up. for
Has
that
there been a
football
Not
good
me.
Europe game this year?
game. Yeah, Falcons Colts.
Falcons Colts.
I forgot that game existed.
The Germans actually got good treatment for once.
I know because they got the freaking Jets and the Broncos a couple weeks ago.
No,
Great.
that wasn't
great
in
game, by
Germany.
the
That
way.
was in England.
Whatever it was, the Europeans got screwed by the Jets as we do every year.
Per usual.
Games you need to care about this week.
Whoa, wait,
we're going
wait.
to you next.
No,
all
no,
right?
no. But we're not going to talk about the Chicago Bears leading
Yeah,
the
the
NFC
Chicago
North.
Oh,
Bears
yeah.
lead the
They
NFC
destroyed
North.
9. Come
Nine.
on.
Nine, nine, nine,
What a
nine,
legend.
nine, nine,
I thought
nine,
you were talking
nine,
about the
nine.
Dallas Cowboys for a second. Who actually, by the way, George Pickens has been unleashed.
We found
I'm
a worse
scared.
defense.
I'm
It's the
scared of
Raiders.
that.
The story of
By the way,
George Pickens.
They're playing the Browns this week, and I picked them up in
Sweet.
fantasy.
The
so I
Raiders
might have
are, yeah.
screwed myself by picking up the Raiders defense.
Have you guys heard why George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb got benched for the first drive?
No, actually.
Supposedly they were out gambling in Vegas the night before.
Oh, so that's why you were laughing if I was going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Fair enough.
Yes.
Put a little CJ Abrams.
I'm also laughing because Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions and lost to the Rams again.
The Ravens, because they want to be the Ravens, somehow had a Derrick Henry get over 100 rushing yards for the first time in a minute and beat the Shador Sanders-led Cleveland Browns.
There's one
Yeah.
thing you have to mention from that game, and it's not Shador's horrible performance. We can talk about that in a second. It was 4th and 1 on the 45-yard
Oh,
line.
I know this.
Mark Andrews had a 45-yard rushing touchdown on a designed QB sneak. Do not show that to the Eagles, or the tush push will become even more deadly.
Yeah.
That is up there with the Will Hill blocked field goal for humiliating moments in the Ravens-Browns games.
In that game for the Browns, they actually lost Dylan Gabriel. That's why Shador played in the first
To a
place.
concussion.
Gabriel's actually out this week, and luckily for Shador, they're playing one of the worst defenses I've ever seen. And no, it's not the Dolphins. They are, or the Jets now. They are playing the Raiders. That could be very interesting. Can Shador Sanders win his first NFL start? I don't know how social media would react to that one, gentlemen.
I mean, after what happened last week where he went 4 for 16
Oh,
and people
yeah.
were defending him like they were Johnny Cochran defending O.J. Simpson in
Well,
1994.
Guys, listen. He's getting first team reps this week. This could be
Unbelievable.
massive.
Yes.
Josina Anderson
This
with
could
the great
change the league as we know it.
Josina Anderson with probably the greatest troll job in the history of the internet. That's an Emmy Award winning journalist, by the way.
If
tweeted
you want to
that.
listen or watch the battle of zero defense or offense or anything in general, if this game doesn't end 6-3, I'll be very surprised. That's on CBS at 4:00 this Sunday. But
Brutal.
that's going to be at Allegiant Stadium, which, I mean, isn't that a sight for the World Cup? I don't know. I mean, we could be seeing a lot of World Cup stuff around the West Coast area.
Speaking
but-
of sites of the World Cup, SoFi Stadium now holds the team that has the best record in the NFC and is number 1 in every single power ranking imaginable. That is the Los Angeles Rams. I'm not liking this hype. Stop giving us too much credit. I know we're a good football team, but stop putting us at number 1. It's bad luck. We're going to lose if you keep putting us at number 1. This is why I refuse to do it. This is why the Eagles are at number 1. But yeah, another dominant showing by the Rams defense. They look unbelievable.
their offense look. I'm not impressed.
They didn't look bad. Is that the Seahawks defense is really, really,
Well,
really
that
good,
makes an
Stafford
offense
threw
look bad.
for 130 yards
and still
he
won.
threw for less. But didn't he at one point have less yards than Justin Fields?
Probably,
Probably.
at like the very beginning.
But yeah, at the very
Because
beginning.
Fields had such a good first game against the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, but he did not look as good as I thought. He kind of almost ruined my fantasy week too.
he
if I'm not
struggled.
over-
He struggled.
Puka Nacua was their second leading rusher. I don't know why everyone's on the Blake Corum hype train. We had 8 carries for 10
Blake
yards.
Corum needs to stop stealing carries from Kyron Williams. He is a drive killer.
As a Kyron Williams fantasy owner, I agree.
I also agree.
As someone who hates
on the-
Michigan, I triple that. for Michigan.
On the flip side, Sam Darnold is seeing ghosts
Again.
unbelievably. And despite that, he had over double the yards of freaking Matt Stafford.
Pretty crazy.
I
Cam
know.
Kinchins, by the way, may have real estate in Seattle.
How is his QBR a 32 and he threw for almost 300 yards? They have four interceptions.
But here's the
That's
crazy thing, Robbie, is that Rams, I believe, 5th round safety Cameron Kitchens of last year when he was a rookie, he's got real estate in Seattle. He had 2 interceptions when they played them in Seattle, one for a 100-yard pick six, and he had 2 interceptions this weekend. That's 4 interceptions in 3 games against the Seattle Seahawks. That's unreal.
It is unreal to think that Kitchens can do all that. I don't know what he's cooking in his own kitchen, but bro is doing something. Know who else is cooking, by the way? I think he deserves a shout out. Can we talk about JSN, please? Like,
Unfortunately, yes.
like he's amazing.
It's a really good catch.
he is
And,
amazing.
you know, I don't know what's going on. I know JJ has his hatred of Ohio State players.
Can't stand them.
He has almost 1,200 receiving yards. It's week 12. That doesn't happen very often. Like Justin Jefferson did that, I think, for like what was it, last year?
Cooper Kupp was doing this
2
in
years ago?
21 also.
But like the Rams were good. The Vikings were like overachieving. JSN is doing this with Sam Darnold, which makes this even more impressive.
Well, Sam Darnold's not a terrible quarterback. Let's call a spade a spade. He's not a bad QB whatsoever.
So you want to talk about him not being bad? He has double-digit interceptions.
Yeah, because of the Rams. He literally cannot beat us.
Yeah, they're playing the Titans, by the way. If
Also,
they
when
lose to-
Jason, by
They're
the way,
bouncing back.
when Jason Myers hit that 57-yard field goal, I'm like, there is a miss of a Jason Myers field goal every single time he plays the Rams. It's inevitable. You just don't know when it will happen. But we have to talk about what was that clock management from the Seahawks on
Yeah,
that
it was
final drive.
one of the worst 2-minute warnings I've ever seen in my
That
life.
was, oh no, we've seen worse. Didn't the Chargers have like a really inept one against the Bills? Like,
And I was
last
still
year?
sweating bullets.
Like when they like ran the ball and then they just didn't clock it when frickin' Staley was their coach. We've seen a couple of bad ones. The Jets did it against the Broncos. You know, we just threw a screen pass and just didn't clock
That's
it.
the Jets. They
How
don't know how to run
so
an
bad.
offense.
Oh no, it gets much worse. We've had moments from actually too many teams with clock management this season. No one knows what they're doing unless you are who is good at good clock management. Probably like the Vikings.
The Rams have a really good
9, dude.
9.
9.
Um,
Shut up, 9.
Yeah, touche. But yeah, let's talk about we'll quickly go over games to watch for this week, and then we'll go to pick them. And we actually have a lot of games to pick this week, which is very
It's
exciting.
a wild slate.
It is a wild slate. We actually have to I don't know if glazing is the right word because someone wrote that in the comments last week, but we get to go on the hype train for a couple of players this week. So a lot of games to watch out for, but here are the games you won't care about that we're going to shout out right now. The Jets, we're back. As mentioned, we're playing the Ravens. We're not winning that game. Speaking of not winning games, the Bengals, they're taking on the Pats. I have no idea what's going to happen there. The Joe Burrow could come back.
I'm hearing Joe
He
Burrow.
I
shouldn't.
don't know
Joe
why.
Burrow
He
is
re-
listed as
he really shouldn't.
questionable
Why is he coming back again?
because the Bengals are the most inept organization.
Because Jamar
I
Chase
never-
fantasy owners need something to root for.
That is true.
After what he did the other day, I
Yeah.
mean,
We mentioned the Seahawks playing the Titans. The Raiders are playing the Browns. That's going to be fun. The Falcons are playing the Saints. I don't know. Who is the Saints are the favorite in that game? I don't know how to feel about
If
that.
Atlanta loses that game, their GM has to be fired.
I mean, they
I
For
don't
that,
know.
for that Rams trade alone.
I don't know how Raheem
For the
Morris
Rams
has
trade-
yet to be fired.
I mean, Ricky Moore. Everyone's.
You know,
injured.
some
I
crazy to
guess you
think
have to
about,
scroll it
Chase.
up.
I mean, look at Drake London. How many times he's been hurt? This
That is
season.
true. Here's the crazy thing, Chase. And this is not my prediction. This is not what I'm thinking, but the Rams can legitimately win the Super Bowl and get Arvell Reese in the top 10.
That is kind.
That's absurd.
That would be pretty good work for the Rams.
Once again, thank you, Falcons.
Right now, by the way, because someone asked me to do this 2 days ago. If we look at the draft order, so we can see who wants to lose. The Titans are up there. They've lost 5 in a row and are 1-9. Speaking of 9 losses, the Giants are second. I don't know how that's happened.
I think they're going to trade
The
back.
Jets are 5th. The Rams currently have the 8th selection, in between the Commanders and the Cincinnati Bengals. So, by the way, who else doesn't have their draft pick? We'll just shout these teams out for no reason at all. The Colts don't have their pick. We have it
Packers don't
by
have their
Sauce
pick.
Gardner. The Packers have their pick with the Dallas Cowboys. Jacksonville doesn't have their pick. Remember that trade
Yes.
was moved
For
for Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter, yeah.
Well, that's really not looking too bad right now.
Travis Hunter's out for the season though, so I don't know I don't know. It's hard to judge.
We tried to warn you. Playing two sides of the field is not going to work in today's NFL. We tried to
He
warn
was
you.
good.
They also terribly managed his time on each side. of the ball.
Again, it wasn't going to work.
Well, again, that's more on Jacksonville's fault.
Yeah, but
It's
Liam
Jacksonville.
Cohen's not done bad though with the Jaguars.
No, he's a solid team.
He beat the freaking Chargers. I'm not over that still. That's very annoying. Stop, please. Make
Two
me look
teams that
dumb.
genuinely have no identity is either a good team or a bad team.
I don't know what the Jaguars
no one
are.
knows what the deal is with most of these teams.
The other games that I feel like we need to bring up.
we're gonna pick the rest of them.
I know. I'm
though.
trying to find if we missed any of them.
We
The
did.
Jaguars play the Cardinals this weekend.
Oh, what a game that is!
That's going to be a fun one.
You know, Glendale, Arizona, getting to watch their team get destroyed by. a
And
good
then we've
offense.
got 9 and JJ McCarthy heading to Lambeau Field to take on whatever the hell the Green Bay Packers are at 6-3-1.
I mean, Chase, what are the Packers at this point? Because we don't know if they're good. We don't know if they suck. At this point, JJ McCarthy, who's like god awful for Minnesota, he doesn't.
9.
Yeah,
9.
I'm calling them the Vikings still. The Vikings who have looked not good. Justin Jefferson can't catch touchdowns. He only has 2 all season.
Well, because his quarterback is not.
9 is his quarterback.
But like you said about the Packers, they're just like the perfect epitome of like playing down to competition. I mean, they're also incredibly hurt. You lose right the week after Tucker Kraft becomes your not wide receiver, but your number 1 threat on offense. He gets hurt out for the season. Jordan Love went down in that Giants game, even though Malik Willis came in and still managed to do good. That just shows how poorly the Giants offense has again played. But then it becomes a back and forth affair where just by the skin of their teeth, the Packers come out with it. This is a team that I think is just going to be in a lot of close games. And they have to really hope that things go well for them to be able to get over the hump. I mean, you're going to get guys like Jaden Reed back soon, hopefully. But again, there's been a massive problem with also their wide receiver group and drops and not being able to come through for Jordan Love. Josh Jacobs being a question mark.
He's hurt.
It's gonna be-
He's hurt. He's out
Let's
for the
go,
game.
Emmanuel
It's going to be
Wilson.
really interesting.
Let's
Emmanuel
go, Christian Watson.
He's not gonna get.
He's not good.
The drop merchant, who ruined my season.
He did have a
Romeo
ridiculous.
Dobbs?
He had a ridiculous
He
catch against the
did,
Giants.
but like last season, he ruined my fantasy.
No, they're all
games.
They're all
2
not.
years
Can't lie,
ago.
Romeo
Couple
Dobbs
years ago.
deserves that for wearing that ridiculous Guardian cap on his helmet, which makes him look like he's
Yeah.
wearing a helmet that is 3 times his
Oh,
size.
I respect the work. Look with the Guardian.
Yeah, we respect the safety.
You gotta respect the safety.
I like it, but it's like 3. It makes his helmet look 3 times bigger.
Yeah, but now you know who he is.
Yeah,
He
That
would,
is
he would
true.
just be in the shuffle of all the Packers receivers. Now you
Yeah.
know him as big helmet guy.
I think we know what time it is. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, you already know it's time to pick some football games. We'll be right back on WIUR Radio.
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, I'm Morgan Beastie from the Ionian, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Are you looking for the latest scoop on campus news, sports, and more? Check out the Ionian, Iona University's very own award-winning student newspaper. We keep you up to date with everything happening on and off campus. Want to know about the big game, the latest campus event? It's all in the Ionian. Join the conversation. Read, write, and get involved. Visit www.theionian.org or pick up a copy around campus. Stay informed, stay connected. Now, back to WIUR, Iona University Radio.
Welcome back to Incompetence. We don't like picking games. We like picking games. Here
We have
on the
people
Booth
though that
Review.
just aren't good at them.
We also have myself here because I'm the definition of bad at this. But
All right.
I think before we go into it, we've had a lot of good games. That's probably why we're bad at this. I don't think anyone expected the Jaguars to destroy the chart. Well, these two did, but like point being, some of these games are just really whack. And speaking of whack, it's time to meet our records from last week. What do we got?
All right. So correct me if I'm wrong, Chase. You took the Jaguars in that game. Yes or no?
Don't remember.
I think
I-
we did. I know I was the only one who took the
That's
Chargers.
right. You did. You were the one to take the charge. All right.
Okay.
So here we go.
Sure.
Starting off with Mr. Chase Caridi. He got a win with the Buffalo Bills, but not one this week.
No, not at all.
Like that's amazing. They beat
Hold up.
they beat the Bucks, but they lose to the Texans. Remarkable.
They have a defense though.
It's all part of the plan.
It is all part of the plan.
See you next week, Pittsburgh.
Then, Chase, you took the Jacksonville Jaguars. As did I.
What a crazy run, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Now watch
No
me
one
to
asked.
now watch me to lose out.
Took the Kansas City Chiefs. They lost.
Ah, damn it.
Took the Lions.
They
They
lost.
lost. Took the Seahawks. They lost.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay, that's not that bad. All right, Robbie, here we go.
No, that's I'm
Yeah.
setting it up for
That's
me.
not
You
that
took
bad,
the
huh?
Buffalo Bills.
I did.
Nice.
I did not. I took Tampa Bay, unfortunately.
Guy doesn't believe.
I did not believe. I believed in Sean Tucker, and it actually worked. Unfortunately, the
Actually,
Buccaneers.
Say his name and he believe. And he
I believe in
appears-
Sean Tucker.
He not believe, but you did not believe in the Bucks.
We
Go
believe
ahead.
in Sean Tucker.
Go ahead.
He was the only person to take the Los Angeles Chargers after the Jaguars sold him last week by blowing a 19-point lead in the fourth quarter. Robbie, you may just
Hell
be the
yeah, I did. I don't regret it at
you
all.
may just be the biggest Jacksonville Jaguars hater now on the planet.
Oh no, it gets worse. Trust me, chat. It gets worse with these picks.
They also
Keep going.
stole Trevor Lawrence from the Jets.
Yes, they did.
So now you really hate the Jets.
I mean, they had Zach Wilson, and he.
We don't know how well that went.
To be fair, Zach Wilson only has one less playoff win than Trevor Lawrence.
He did beat the Eagles,
He did beat the Eagles,
which you predicted.
I did.
I think that was the only.
We may have had to force 5 turnovers to beat the Eagles, but we still beat the Eagles.
that may be the only good pick you've ever had.
That's not true.
Then you took Kansas City over Denver. You went. Oh
I
wait,
did.
no, you did take Denver.
I did
I
take
read that
Denver,
wrong.
yeah.
I read that wrong.
Let's
There
go,
we go.
Bo Nix.
We got that one right.
Bo Nix. I backed you from the.
We all took the Lions. We were all very, very wrong.
Yes, we did, and I picked the Seahawks. I went 2 and 3.
Okay.
There was no stream, which meant the Lions would be lose. Lions have never lost when I've done a stream, and I canceled last minute.
Let's
so
go.
no stream.
2 and 3. I actually thought I went 0 and 5. So
All
I
right,
had
here
to
we
go.
go.
I also love
I took Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Sucks.
Woo.
I took Jacksonville. Got that one right.
Yes.
I got Denver. Got that one right. I took Detroit. Got that one wrong. And I was the only one who took the Rams, which means once again, I am this week's winner.
Yeah, that is very true.
That's
The
bias.
bias saved him. That
I was
does
going to pick them no matter what. We own the Seahawks.
wrong.
Incorrect.
So it's time for your favorite part. It's time to pick some football games. And like I said earlier, we're not picking the Giants and the Lions or the Browns against the Raiders. We're actually picking real football games this week. So
Real football.
we
game.
begin with the NFC North leading Chicago Bears. They are taking on the incredibly inept and no one knows who their quarterback is still for this week. Pittsburgh Steelers. So Chase, you want to lead it off with us?
Matchup. Yeah, I mean, whether it be Aaron Rodgers or who's Mason Rudolph? Is he
Mason
still on that
Rudolph.
team?
Rudolph.
Do we
Uh,
know if Rodgers is playing it, Chad?
I have no idea, but
It's
if
actually
Rodgers,
insane that Mason Rudolph is still on this team. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know how sticky the actual kind of good aspects of the Bears season will be leading on going further into the season. I mean, cool, they beat Minnesota. That's wonderful for them. But I think I'm still going to take them in this matchup. I've said time and time again, I just don't believe in the Steelers, even with Rodgers, what they're doing. I mean, Darnell Washington, cool. You threw 3 guys to the ground on one play.
That was
pretty cool.
nuts.
That was
That's pretty
cool.
sick. But again, just as a whole team, I mean, the defense is not as impressive as we've seen in years past. The offense is nothing really. So I'm going to take Chicago in this one.
I'm also taking the Bears. The Bears. I don't believe. I mean, the Steelers, they got destroyed by Justin Fields. Like, think about that from week 1. They also,
A whole 10 weeks
while it
ago.
is Aaron Rodgers against the Bears again,
Ooh,
he
does own them.
He does own the Bears. I think Caleb Williams owns this matchup this week, and I am going to pick the Bears to go out and win at Soldier Field by multiple scores against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
you guys never learn, do you? You never learn.
Come on,
Steelers
you got to pick
glaze
the
is
fun
crazy.
teams. Also, didn't you get screwed by Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago?
yes, you
And I'm
did.
picking them again.
Dude, it's going to be so
Aaron
sweet
Rodgers
when they
is gonna
get
start-
blown out.
There are 3 things that are true in life: death, taxes, and Aaron Rodgers owning the ever-loving you-know-what out of the Chicago Bears.
The glaze is crazy.
Steelers win again,
The Glaze is crazy.
even though they're probably going to lose now. Go
Yeah,
Steelers.
probably.
When they lose.
All right, next game. We'll just move it right along. The Colts, who are somehow still good. I don't understand it. The Jonathan Taylor.
Play the
Colts.
jingle.
No.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
We are playing. I'm not a fan of that team. They are playing the Kansas City Chiefs. So
Ooh,
sitting at 5-5 on the season.
in the hunt.
I'm starting this I'm just gonna say like 10 words and move on. The Chiefs are winning this. They're gonna blow out Indianapolis. It's a home game.
Blowout.
It's a home game for KC. They need to do something good. I think they do it. I don't think they really stopped Jonathan Taylor. I think they stopped Daniel Jones, who by the way is questionable.
Yeah, he's limited.
He has been limited. So I think the Indianapolis Colts won't throw the ball. If Casey run commences,
are we gonna get some Riley Leonard action?
He can't throw the ball either. So
actually, no, it would be
win by a lot. I would say
I think it would be Anthony Richardson.
I would say.
Oh, I forgot about
he's
that.
Still there.
I believe
I
thought he was hurt.
I think he's still.
Can we trade for him? Oh, the trade deadline passed. Damn it! I wanted the Jets to trade for him.
They caught him.
Damn.
I genuinely have no idea.
We don't have no idea who the quarterback is. And because
Richardson's
of that,
on
that's. Oh yeah.
So will we Riley Leonard?
Chiefs win. I have them win by.
Irish,
I have them
baby.
win by 17. Chase.
Me. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts. I don't believe in the Chiefs. Like they've lost that magic
You
to
don't
them.
believe in the 4-1 home record of the Kansas City Chiefs?
I mean, listen. I mean, the Indianapolis Colts have shown a bit of a downturn in these last couple of matchups. Jones, even when healthy, was the turnovers were growing a little bit more, but they were still able to rely on an offense led by Jonathan Taylor that was able to do really well, and also the defense adding guys like Sauce Gardner at the trade deadline has only become stronger, especially with returning players from injury designations. So I do believe that this team, what they have is something that they can continue to push forward. And I think they're going to have, even though it's a 500 football team, a statement win against the Kansas City Chiefs.
By the way, we just got some breaking news. Sam Laporta of the Lions is not expected to return this season.
Wow.
After undergoing a back procedure, which has destroyed my fantasy team.
what
Just
was
like
left of
how
it?
I believe the Chiefs will destroy the Colts this week. Unbelievable.
Man, him and Drake London in 1 week, huh?
Him, Drake London, a couple other players. I have like a million.
Cortland Sutton still sucks.
Yes. Really, Broncos, you to be on bye this week? Come on now.
Mhm.
JJ, what is your pick for the Colts and the Chiefs?
Well, there's one thing I've learned about the Kansas City Chiefs is that they are just a team that makes absolutely no sense.
Never have.
Yet all these losses they have, Buffalo, Jacksonville, Denver, they all have one thing in common. They're all on the road. None of those have been at home. Arrowhead is a daunting place to play. Daniel Jones cannot go into hostile atmospheres and pull out wins. You saw what happened in Pittsburgh. It was not pretty. You saw what happened in Los Angeles. That was not pretty. I'm going with Kansas City. Mahomes finally gets a win that he needs. The Colts defense is good, but I just think that the Chiefs have just been due for a win like this, and this could potentially end. Listen, knock on wood, I hope this is not the win that starts the Chiefs off and running.
We'll see. Next up for this Sunday, for this weekend slate, the Eagles, who look terrible, are taking on. I just got to say this now. A lot of people have accused me of glazing the Dallas Cowboys last couple of weeks, and for good reason. They are led by Dak Prescott, who has 21 touchdowns. 21 for Dak Prescott.
Wow.
Some are saying MVP.
No.
No one is saying MVP.
You're right. It's Drake May.
The
It's
Dallas
Matthew
Cowboys
Stafford.
are hosting the
Straight Drake
Philadelphia
May.
Eagles. I'm starting this one again because I got to say it. This has to be a win for Dallas. This has to be. This has to be the prove it win for them. They need to do it. They need to do it right now. Javonte's been great. CeeDee Lamb's going to be irrelevant. This is the George Pickens game. Eagles can't really move the ball. That's kind of scary. Dallas, though, can't stop a peewee football offense. So, though they did beat the Raiders, and they look decent beating the Raiders. Point being, I'm going with Dallas. They need to win this game. And I think they are riding the momentum well. Even though the Eagles are 4-1 on the road, I'm still going to pick the quote-unquote America's team. I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys, JJ.
All right. So I just looked and I found something that's really interesting. If the cards fall right over the next week and a half, there is a chance the Eagles can clinch the division by Thanksgiving.
That's true.
If they give the Cowboys another loss. Dallas come into this game at 4-5-1. Probably should be 3-5 is my guess. Or 3-6, whatever. They should not have beaten. They should not have beaten the Giants game. That should have been a
They
loss.
should have beaten the Packers, though.
Okay, fine. 4-6.
They
I
should
can
have
go.
won both.
That's what I'm saying.
No, the Giants should have won that game.
Because of Russell Wilson. Make your pick.
450 passing
Make
yards.
your pick.
Fine.
Still lost.
I'm going with Philadelphia. There's only one time a year where they actually show out offensively, and besides the Los Angeles Rams, the correction is twice, it's when they play the Eagles or they play the Cowboys. I'm rolling with Philly. I think Saquon Barkley, for the life of me, finally has a somewhat decent game. I'm trying to speak it out into existence. The Cowboys offense is good, but that Eagles defense, man, they're playing on another level right now. I'm going with Philly.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at that last week's matchup where Philly's defense really made Jared Goff uncomfortable, and as a result, that entire offense really did fall apart. I mean, their structure being, fourth down plays and being crazy that way just did not work, and it resulted in, the Lions losing. I mean, also a terrible call at the end of that game resulted in the Lions losing. But again, looking at the Cowboys, I believe in Dak Prescott-led offense much more, and they still have a lot of talent around him as well. I expect, bounce back games from like a Javonte Williams after not doing too much on that Monday night game against the Raiders. And again, as we've said time and time again, the Eagles offense just continues to not really show any real spark. And it doesn't get easier for Saquon and those boys with a guy like Quinnen Williams up the middle for that Cowboys defense. So I'm going to take the boys in this one. America's team for the upset. Divisional matchups are weird. That's all I could say.
All right, 2 more matchups with this weekend slate. We got the Bucks taking on the Rams. You can go first with this one, JJ.
Do I need to say any more?
That's all he's going to say. Chase.
Rams win.
So, yeah, it's going to be really tough to choose against the Rams going out through the rest of the season. They have just showed again, time and time again, their offense can be at its top peaks. And then when, they might not show up like against the Seahawks, their defense, is able to make really, really key game-changing plays, even though that still ended down to a potential field goal for the Seahawks to win it. Even still, I'm going to go with the Rams on this one. The Bucks, I mean, as we saw, got into a shootout just last week and did not come out on top. I don't expect the same game from a guy like Sean Tucker or Rachaad White, whoever they have in the backfield. And overall, I don't think, while I think, this team is really strong when fully healthy, they're just not at the spot right now to be taking on such a strong team like the Rams.
I mean, what's fun about this matchup is that we saw the MVP of the first 4 weeks of the season, Baker Mayfield, take on the current, one of the favorite, if not the favorite for the MVP, and Matthew Stafford, who did look bad last week. Seeing how well the Bills played offensively against Tampa, I think we're going to see something similar. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams.
You have got to be kidding me.
I mean,
all 3 of us took the Rams.
We did.
That is not good.
Yeah, that is not good for JJ.
Hammer the Bucks. Hammer the Bucks. I do want to bring this up. This is actually Baker Mayfield's first game against the Los Angeles Rams
since he played for them.
Since they revived his career.
I believe this is his first game back at SoFi Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, unless he played the Chargers. Who cares? Chargers. Yeah. Baker's return to SoFi.
All right, we're picking the Monday game. Bryce Young, hello.
Who just had the best game of his career.
Best game of any Panther quarterback.
King, also against the Atlanta Falcons for the second time in a row he's done it against the Falcons.
And they won it in overtime against the Falcons again.
Didn't that happen last year?
It did. In Mercedes.
Jeez, it was the same script. What are we doing?
Panthers are playing the no one knows who's leading the Niners at this point.
Brock Purdy led.
The Brock Purdy led Niners.
It's Purdy.
I think it's going to be a pretty good game for the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, I know. I'm going to go with Carolina. This is their prove-it game. I need something from Carolina here. And they've looked better. Their defense looked bad against the Falcons at times, but they're playing Drake London. Like, the Niners don't have a weapon like Drake London. So because of that,
did you forget that Christian McCaffrey exists?
I meant in the receiving core. I was about to
get
to
that George Kittle exists.
I was about to get to them. I meant in the receiving core.
Have you heard of big old slicky Ricky Pearsall?
He's not a threat of Drake London. Goodness. Come on now. They do have a threat on the caliber of Drake London in terms of the running back of Christian McCaffrey. Though, does he have as many yards as Rico Dowdle? I don't think so. So, because of, I believe, a big prove-it game for the second week in a row from Tetaroa McMillan, I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers with the upset on Monday Night Football.
Unbelievable.
Chase?
I really want to go with the Panthers. I mean, after the absolute spark plug of a matchup that they had against the Falcons and, just how fun this team really is to watch. Their defense, plays strong against some opponents, not as well against others. But, I mean, again, going back-to-back weeks where a combination of Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix, and then a few weeks back Tyler Shuck having offenses that were able to do things against them. I just don't think that they're going to be able to hold up against. I mean, Brock Purdy returning, and also having guys like we've said, McCaffrey, Kittle, that you got to make sure that the defense holds. I like the Panthers' offense, but I just don't think they're able to push it much more out of Bryce Young and Uncle Rico Dowdle.
Uncle Rico Dowdle, I
Uncle
love
Rico
it.
Dowdle, JJ.
That's great. All right. Well, I said this for the Niners-Falcons game. I'm going to say it again. There is nothing harder to do on prime time or go on the road than to go into San Francisco and win. You could maybe get it done in an afternoon game. The Rams did it 2 weeks ago, gave them absolute BTA. That's what it was. On a primetime game, on a Monday Night Football game, that is a literal death wish. CMC's first game against the Carolina Panthers since he was traded.
That's true.
He's going to go ballistic.
So that means the Panthers are winning.
The Niners are going to win.
All
Or
right.
should I say the Whiners?
All right. That will conclude our show. Psych. We have one more segment today.
Oh, really?
Because we are in the festive mood today. Though JJ, while he is thankful that the Rams are good, I am not thankful the Jets suck. and I think Chase is thankful for Josh Allen. And
He's thankful for Jackson Hawes.
They tried to hurt him.
They did try to hurt Josh Allen. That's the only thing he's thankful for with the Bills right now. It is time to pick the Thanksgiving games. We are picking the Thanksgiving games today, chat. We got 3 more games. One of them suck. The other 2 don't. That means we're picking all 3 anyway, because that's how math works. Also, because we started late, we owe you guys to do more picks. So,
Chase, you took the Niners.
we are picking 3. Yes, he did.
You took the
He
Niners,
did.
right? Good. All right.
We are picking not 1, not 2, but all 3 Thanksgiving games, even though the last one's god awful. First one, we're setting the tone because we actually haven't picked either of these. We didn't pick either of these 2 games. Neither of these teams. In the first pick'em part of the day, the Packers taking on the Lions on Thursday afternoon. It's actually starting at 1 o'clock. It's not starting at 12:30, which is kind of weird. JJ, your pick for the Lions and the Packers.
So that will be the game once I walk into my uncle's house at Thanksgiving. That is probably in the second quarter by the time I get there, as the antipastos of the Italian Thanksgiving are out and
just
running.
make the pick, man. We only got time.
I know. I'm going with Detroit. The Packers have looked so bad. They play down to competition. They also can play up to competition, but playing the line, this is in Detroit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When is it not in Detroit?
Actually, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Thanksgiving.
You know what? I'm going to change my pick here. If there's one thing that I've gotten used to over the last good part of my lifetime, is that the Green Bay Packers biologically own the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving. As it was said in Family Guy, when Brian ended up in the Lions cage, he's like, it's Thanksgiving. Aren't you supposed to be losing a football game in Detroit by now? That tradition still holds up. They're not playing the Eberflus Bears this time. They're playing their literal fathers on Thanksgiving. It's going to be the Packers.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
Fine.
He's wrong. We all know JJ's wrong for this.
I'm normally right about this stuff.
Did anyone ask though? The only thing we did ask is how are the Lions winning this game? And I think it will be through the incredible talents of Jahmyr Gibbs, who if you remember a couple years ago on the incredible NFL draft stream when Jahmyr Gibbs got drafted, I was confused by the pick entirely. And I said that the Lions effed it up. Chat, I don't think they effed it up. I'll be honest with you. And that leads me to think that because of that ideology, the Lions are winning this game by multiple scores. I have Detroit beating up on the fraudulent Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing that I'm thankful for is JJ's weird biases, like Aaron Rodgers owning the Bears or the Packers owning the Lions. I mean, they had their really strong matchup week 1, defeating Detroit, and that really made people think that things are really shaking up in the NFC North. It did shake up, not in the way we thought, because the Bears lead the division now. But even still, I think I still trust Detroit in terms of offense and defense to be more consistent than the Green Bay Packers in this matchup. So I will be taking the home team Lions for the first game of Thanksgiving.
All right, middle game. Patrick Mahomes is back on Thanksgiving. I don't know how many times he's played there. Know who has played on Thanksgiving a lot? Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys on CBS.
This is the NFL's literal pipe dream. The Chiefs and Cowboys on national. This is like their fantasy. Is this game?
So I picked the Cowboys once before today. I want to do it again because the Chiefs suck on the road, But if there's any game that you want to win on the road, it's a game on Thanksgiving. I am picking Kansas City this time. Please, for the love of God, run the ball against them. I need to see something from Kareem Hunt, the returning Pacheco, Brashard Smith. I don't care who it is.
Shout out Brashard Smith,
Like, it could be whoever you name.
the ghost of Priest Holmes.
You literally stole my line from that. Unbelievable. It could be the ghost of Brees Hall. I don't know who it is. All right, chat.
There's no way you were thinking Priest Holmes.
I did.
Wow. I read your mind.
Unbelievable.
That's some O's the Mentalist type vibe.
Chiefs win. That'll be only their second road win of the season. Unbelievably. This, unlike what JJ said earlier, this is the game that it's going to turn around their whole season. KC wins. Chase?
Yeah, I was just looking. It will be Patrick Mahomes' first Thanksgiving start, which is kind of insane.
Really?
He did play on Christmas last year.
That was a
who did they
god awful
play?
football game.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, could we?
Was it Steelers? Oh,
Yep. They dismantled them.
Was it the Raiders?
No.
no, that was 2 Christmas ago when Zamir White went crazy.
Zamir White at 200
Yeah.
rushing yards.
Shout out Zamir White for no
Shout out
reason.
Zamir White.
Who has
whatever the
done
hell you are
absolutely
nowadays.
nothing ever since.
Anyway, back to this game. As I predicted for this week at least, I do have the Chiefs losing against the Colts, and I think they will desperately need that bounce back game, and I think that's much more possible against a Cowboys team that, again, I have predicted winning against the Eagles. So both of these teams moving in different trajectories after this week. I think I will have the Kansas City Chiefs winning this game on Thanksgiving.
I like it. So if there's one thing that is also true about the Thanksgiving
nailed it.
traditions, you did. It was really, really good. 10 out of 10. Hey, the big thing about this is as we are sitting down on the couch having our turkey, you're gathered at our 30, 40 person table, whatever it might be on.
You have some weird Thanksgiving.
More than that. We're in a
This isn't Christmas?
Thanksgiving is sacrilege in my family. There's like 70, 80 people I get together.
It's never for everyone else, but fair enough.
There's
For
not,
some people,
it's a 9-course meal with like 5 turkeys.
9.
Yes, 9. Anyway, as we are enjoying our Thanksgiving dinner, my very New York Giants family enjoys one thing and one thing only, that is watching the Dallas Cowboys embarrass themselves on Thanksgiving. It's going to happen again. Chiefs win.
Finally, this is our real last pick.
Best
Joe
matchup of the day.
Flacco, the GOAT.
Joe Burrow.
Old
Or
man's-
Joe Burrow.
It'll be Joe Burrow by
Probably
this.
not.
By this time, it'll be Joe Burrow.
We don't know.
Should've
Whatever quarterback's going to die behind that offensive line
There
is
you
taking on the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to soar back home and go out and win against the Bengals. I think this is going to be not close. The Bengals can't stop a toothpick rolling down the road. So while that made no sense, that's the Bengals in a nutshell. I am going to pick the Ravens. This is going to be a blowout. I have the Ravens by 24.
24. Wow.
I wrote the score down as 34-10 when I wrote my predictions. this morning.
Jesus.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, this is your time, big dog.
No hope for Joe Burrow whatsoever.
None at all. Oh, I did pick this not thinking about Joe Burrow at all.
Chase will be back also. Just wanted to
Jamar.
add that.
Yeah, but like
Jamar
they're
got.
not gonna. They have Zach Taylor and that horrible offensive play
I'm
call.
not saying that they're gonna win.
Yeah,
I'm
they don't have a
saying they're gonna
defense.
get blown. They're not gonna get blown out.
We'll find out.
Chase.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was fun seeing those graphics of the Chiefs and the Ravens in the hunt in the AFC playoff. Oh, what's going to happen? Everything's turned on its
It
head.
won't last very long.
Yeah, both these teams are very much going back to the top of their divisions, and it starts with the Ravens, who have just been on an absolute tear since Lamar has come back, and it will be no different. Whoever their Bengals quarterback will end up being, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens will have their way and end out Thanksgiving with a win.
Well, like I was saying earlier, Joe Burrow will be back for this game. This was his originally designated return date, was going to be for the Ravens game. And Joe Burrow had he was being interviewed about this game, and he had like a little smirk on his face when he heard it was going to be the Ravens game. He was like, yeah, we'll see if I'm back by that. He might be back this week against the Patriots. It would be idiotic to return him against the Patriots. But hey, I don't control the Bengals. They're the most incompetent organization in football for a very good reason. They literally cannot do anything right. I'm once again rolling with the Baltimore Ravens. They've looked great. I said that they were going to be fine if they just kept winning. That's exactly what they've done. Derrick Henry's finally waking up. Lamar Jackson's playing at a decent level, but the defense is getting healthy. And if there's
3 clean sweeps for all of us?
no, because I took Green Bay.
Yes.
You got a problem.
So Thanksgiving should
So
be
we're
fun.
going with Baltimore.
So that will be the end of today's episode. It's a very long one today. We're over an hour, I think an hour 5 minutes.
Hold up. We have breaking news from Mike Garafolo.
Oh, more
previously termed a calf injury, now a fibula. Either way,
For
Colts
who?
quarterback Daniel Jones is good to go versus the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, the Colts are winning.
No.
There will
By a
not
billion.
There will not be any Riley Leonard versus the Kansas City Chiefs, unfortunately.
Still
Get
taking
outta here.
still
It's
taking
the
the
Jones
Chiefs.
show.
Still
Still
going
taking the
Casey.
Chiefs.
Still going Casey.
Got the wrong.
Yeah, that'll be the end of today's video edition of the Booth Review. We have one episode left in this semester. It's in not next week, but 2 weeks to conclude the 2025 school year of full year of WIUR. We're actually one of the last shows of the entire year.
Wow. We will be
Unbelievable.
seeing you guys back in mid-January, right towards the around the
Probably.
equinox of
We
the
still have one episode, and we'll kind of go more
I'm
in depth
saying
with that.
after that.
obviously.
I'm saying we will most likely be back during the midst of the NFL playoffs, if I had to guess.
probably. So
We will try our absolute hardest to catch you up to speed in the quickest amount of time possible.
Yeah,
But we can't guarantee anything. So,
so-
watch the football games.
Yes. Make sure to watch the football. Enjoy Thanksgiving. For JJ Segalo, Chase Caridi, and Robbie Basil saying so long. We'll see you guys next time.
Live from New York, this is WIUR Radio.